Hi, I'm Maria from CrochetAtoZ, and in this tutorial I want to show you how to make this really pretty stitch. It's called the Lacy shell stitch. It's really pretty, it works up really fast, it's easy to learn to make, and all it is a one row repeat, and you can make a lot of things with it. You can make afghans, you can make baby blankets, you can make shawls. So there's a lot of things you can make with this. You can even make, cover-ups with this. So it's really easy to learn, and it's really, really pretty. So I wanted to mention also that I'm using a Lion brand yarn for this, and it is a cotton rayon blend, rayon from Bamboo Blend, and it tells you the weight on here, and this is a lightweight yarn. It's a 3, and this particular color, there it is, it's a taupe. So I wanted to show you that first. And the other yarn that I'm using for the tutorial itself is I'm using also a Lion brand, and I'm using a 4-ply, and it's a medium weight, and this is color is gray. So I wanted to mention that. Now what I did was I already did my chains, and I chained 28, because what you have to do is a multiple of 4, 4 plus 4 plus 4, until you get to your desired length, depending on what you are making. This stitch, or should I say, where my crochet hook is not considered a chain, it's considered your working chain. When you go down to the other end, where this is, where you made your slip knot, that is not considered a stitch, and either it's not considered a chain. So I wanted to remind you. And your V's are your individual chains. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to the 4th chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to do a double crochet. And you can see my tutorials on how to do double crochets, single crochets, front and back post crochets, as well as a slip knot. So do check those tutorials. And what we're going to do is we're going to make 4 double crochets, and they're all going to be in that same spot. And I want to show you, and now I want to show you something. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is considered your double crochet as well. So when you chained into the 4th chain from the hook, you got the chains, and that is considered one of your double crochets. So you have 4 on here, you're going to make 5. I just want to pick up that split from the yarn, and that happens if you're a new crocheter, that will happen. And now I want to show you that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your first shell. Now we're going to skip 1, 2, 3. Right there, we're going to skip 3, and into that 4th chain, we're going to do, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do a double crochet, and we're going to do 5 of them. So we're going to go right into that. There's your 4, and then you're going to get your 5th. And you're going to make your shells right across. You're going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to make 5 more double crochets. And when I tell you this works up very quickly, it does. And I also like the idea of showing you the same stitch in different colors and sometimes different weight of yarn, because it gives you an idea of how it looks in 2 different weights and 2 different colors. Sometimes a vibrant color will bring out the stitch. So there's your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to do it again. We're going to do 1. So I want you to see 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to skip, like I said, we're going to skip the 3 and we're going to go into the 4th. And we're going to do that again. And we're going to do 5 more. And this is a repeat. So what this is you're going to repeat, 1 row repeat. And you'll see. We don't want the yarn to get all. So it is a 1 row repeat. So there's your 3, 4, 5, and now you're going to do 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th one, once again, you're going to put 5. And you're going to see how pretty it looks when you see that the shell come out. It's like it starts to pop. The pattern starts to pop. It actually does with the first row that you do. There's 3, 4, 5, and I did 28 chains for this tutorial so you could see it. I just want to grab that. So I did, there's your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you're gonna skip 1, 2, 3, 4. See it? 1, and don't confuse this for this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Because sometimes that happens. Sometimes, and I've had people ask, how can you tell sometimes? Well, all you have to do is kind of, I always say, pull it apart because you can almost see it. There's your chain from that, and then you put the 5 in. So it does, you will see it. Just pull it so that you can really see it come out. And if you did it wrong, if you put too many, you skipped it and you just didn't do it right, you're going to know when you get to the end. So, and you'll just have to pull it out, not a big deal. Never beat yourself up for that because it happens. So now what we're going to do is we're going to skip 3 again. 1, 2, 3, right there. And in that very last stitch, we're going to put 1 double crochet. Just 1. Now I want to show you how pretty that is. See how pretty the shell is? It's just really pretty. And I want to show you how it looks in the thicker yarn and in the thinner yarn. There's a difference. A 4 weight, 3. So now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1. We're going to turn our work around, and in that very same stitch, we're going to put right there a double crochet right in there. So this is going to be your repeat. So you're going to see this is your repeat row. So now we're going to, now that you did the double crochet, you're going to count 1, 2, 3, and in this stitch, the 3rd stitch, you're going to put 5 double crochets right in that stitch. See it? There's your 5 right in there. So now you're going to count 1, 2, 3, and you're going to put 5 double crochets in that third double crochet from below and that third double crochet shell that you made below. So you're going to put your 5 right there. And there you are. Now you're going to move on. 1, 2, 3. You're going to put, and let's see your 1, 2, 3, your crochets, your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to go into the third one, and you're going to put 5 more double crochets. I made a sweater with this yarn, and I really fell in love with it from Lion Brand. To say that I love all of their yarn or most of their yarn is an understatement, although I do like and love a lot of other brands as well. But I don't know why, but I seem to go back to Lion Brand all the time. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you'll have that too if you don't crochet all the time and you're starting out. You'll find yarns that you really, really love to work with, depending on what you're making. And like I said, if you skipped something, you'll know. Is it awful to pull it out sometimes when you've made a lot? Yes, it's horrible. I was working on a blanket this afternoon, an Afghan, and I missed a stitch, and I had to pull out. And it's like, oh no, I have to pull out, but it happens. It happens to everybody. People that have been crocheting forever, it happens. So I always say don't beat yourself up about errors, because we all make them, whether we've been crocheting a short time or a long time. It happens, and it's just part of anything that you do. You make mistakes, you pull them out, you fix them, whatever, and you move on. And you don't let it stress you out. That's the one thing I want to say. You never let it stress you out. So now here, we're going to do it again in this. We're going to make 5. This last shell, where the last shell is, we're going to make 5. And then I'm going to show you what we're going to do. The other thing I like to mention is that everybody crochets differently. I happen to be a tight crocheter. I pull very tight. Neither one is wrong. It's just the way we crochet. It's just the way it is. There's your 4th one. And there's your 5th one. So, and now in this very last here, we're going to make a double crochet right here. We're going to go in and make a double crochet on the very tippity top. We're going to make a double crochet, and I'm going to show you what's going to happen. So here we go. See how pretty that is? Look how pretty that is. Now we're going to chain 1. We're going to turn our work around. We're going to make right in there, we're going to make a double crochet. Now we're going to 1, 2, 3, we're gonna start, see, there's a 1, there's a 2, and there's 3. We're gonna make a that's 1 into that third part of your shell, or should I say the third double crochet of your shell. We're going to make again 5 double crochets to make your shell. There it is. Now we're going to move on. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to make, see the 1, 2, we're going to make a 5 double crochet in that third double crochet from below, that third part of your double crochet from the shell below. And like I said, it works up really, really fast. It's amazing. There's your 4. You're going to make your 5th. And I'm going to show you up close so you can see it. See, it's right there. 3, you went right above it. And there's your 2 left over from that shell. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go right in here. And what'll happen is you keep going, like I say, with a lot of the stitches and a lot of the different patterns, that you will find your way to it. The more you do it, the more quickly. You won't even start, you will stop counting because you'll just, your eye will bring you right to it. It's just, there you go. See, it's right there. And this is going to be, you're going to repeat this over and over again. And I am going to, I want to show you what it looks like in the 2 weight yarns again, as you work it up, because I want to show you that. And there's your 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There it is right in there. So you're going to go to this next one. 1, 2, 3. You're going to make your next double crochet. I love this pattern. You know, honestly, I always say this, but I love all the patterns and all the stitches that I've worked through the years. Yes, there are some that I really, really loved to do. But I really do love this pattern because it's just so pretty. And it's so versatile because you can make, like I said, a lot of things with this. I believe I'm going to make a shawl with this. I'm really leaning towards that. And again, 1, 2, 3. There are different ways of making the shell pattern. This is the Lacy shell pattern. I really like this pattern. I like the other ones too. They're all beautiful to make. I just happen to like this one better than all of them. And there it is, the 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, here we are. We're at the end. There's all our stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? We're going to go right at the end here, and we're going to make our double crochet. And you can see it really start working up. There it is. Now, see? You can really see the pattern in both ways. You can see it, how it works up. And what I've done, I've made this a lot of times. I have made it with a border, I've made a border around this as well. I've made up my own pattern of a border and made them. So you can make borders on this fairly easy if you wanted to add a border to it. So now what we're going to do again is we're going to chain one. We're going to turn our work around. We're going to make a double crochet right in here. But you don't have to make a border, but I have made a border. But you don't, like I said, you don't have to. See how pretty it is? This is the other side of it. So now, again, 1, 2, 3, and I'll show you this. We'll do this last row. There you go. Some crochet patterns, they don't, I like to have a thick endings on my crochet patterns because I like it to be looked finished. Plus, that's why I really like this pattern. And I also like it because if I want to add a border to this, I can, because there's enough places where I can pick up and make stitches, and I am going to show you borders on future tutorials. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that what I'm saying is I can pick up right here and add border to this. And I'm going to have tutorials that are going to show you how to make borders on patterns that you can make on different stitches, because I like to do that sometimes. I like to, because I always say you can make your own, you can go buy a pattern and then you can add your own design to it. So if you want to add a border to something, you can add a border. Never be afraid to explore a pattern, because if it's not going to look right, you can pull it out. So you can always explore a pattern and say you want to make something, add something different to it, add your own kind yourself to it, something that you did yourself to it. So don't ever be afraid to do that and create, not only from what the pattern tells you, but create yourself and say, oh, I think I want to add a border to this, or I think I want to do that to this. Chances are, maybe it won't come out right, but chances are it might. I've actually made patterns from something, I said in my other tutorials, I made a mistake on a pattern. I loved the mistake and just went with the mistake, and I loved the outcome of my my Afghan. It was something, again, that I made my grandson. I mentioned it in another tutorial, and it really is a beautiful stitch. It just so happened that I dropped a part of the pattern and came up with something that I actually liked even better. I did conquer the pattern that I was going to first make, but so that can happen too. So don't be afraid, because you might make something and say, oh, I kind of really like that. I didn't do exactly what they told me to do, but I'm following, I went with my own. That there's nothing wrong with that. That's great. There's a lot of creators out there that's how they've, and that's how creators create. They try a pattern, they say, oh, I don't like this, let me do this. I've done it with a lot of patterns. Like I said, I take a pattern and I add my own self to it, and that's it. Wasn't in the pattern, but I liked the way it went. I actually made a vest like that. I followed the pattern and then I added my own to it, and I liked the outcome of it. I didn't finish it the way it was in the pattern, and it came out really pretty, and I liked it. And I said, oh, I think I'll do it again. And that's why It's always good to have a journal next to you when you're crocheting, because you can put in the information on whatever you're making, and then if you make changes to it, and I have one right next to me now, that in case I have to change something, it's all written inside. So I always have the pattern in there. So this is what you're going to get, and this is how pretty this pattern is, and I wanted to show you this. And now if you're going to, like I said, if you're going to continue, and here's the end, see how nice the end looks, it's clean and finished. You chain one, you turn it around, and you're going to start with a double crochet right in that corner. And then what you're going to do is then you're going to count your double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5, but you're going to go in that third one. 1, 2, 3, right in there. And you're going to make your 5 double crochets. And that's going to be your repeat over and over again until your project is complete. And like I said, it's really easy to learn. And once you get the hang of what you're doing, you won't even be counting, you'll just be crocheting, unless you're watching something really good and you just lose track of it all. But other than that, you will be fine. So there's your 5, and then you continue to the end, and at the end, in the last, you make a double crochet. Again, you chain one, and you turn it around, and you make another double crochet above that one. And that's it. This is the pattern. I hope you liked this pattern. It's, like I said, it's really pretty. And I want you to see it in a 3 weight and a 4 weight. And I also want you to see how it looks in the different colors as well. So this is Maria from Crochet A to Z. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and please subscribe to my channel so I can show you so many other things that I want to show you and make. I've gotten some really beautiful yarns, and I can't wait to share with you some really pretty patterns moving forward. So please join me on Crochet A to Z, and I hope you have a great rest of the day. Have a nice day. Subscribe. Good night.